Yo, what's going on guys, Camille here. In this video we're going to be reviewing the new 5-star sword, Nilou's signature weapon, the key of Khaj Nisut. So yeah, without further ado, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's begin. Alright, so this weapon is going to have 542 base attack at level 90, which is kind of low for a 5-star sword. The passive is just HP percent. At level 90, it's going to give you a 66% HP increase. This is very huge. Well, at least for characters who need HP. But eventually, as you guys can see here, it's not even really a good stat stick, you can say. The base attack is on the lower side for a 5-star weapon. The substat is just HP, which is kind of niche. It's not like crit or something like that where every single character can benefit from this. So the base stats are not really that good. Now moving on to the passive, it's also going to increase your HP by an additional 20%. I'm not sure about this. I don't know what's going on in here. I don't think I've ever seen a weapon do that, where it gives you something on the substat and then it gives you the exact same thing on the passive. I'm not really sure. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So the HP increase is going to result in a 86% total HP increase from this weapon. I'm not sure why didn't they just add it on the substat. But yeah, whatever. The rest of the passive is that when you hit opponents with your elemental skill, it's going to increase your character's elemental mastery by 0.12% of your max HP. And that's gonna last for 20 seconds and have a maximum of 3 stacks. And then when you have 3 stacks, or when the duration of the third stack is refreshed, so basically when you hit opponents with your elemental skill 3 times or more, you're gonna increase the elemental mastery of all nearby party members by 0.2% of your max HP. And that's gonna last for 20 seconds with a separate cooldown. Alright, so before I even start, let's do some examples. Let's calculate for this weapon for an average character. Let's say a character is gonna have 20k HP. This is generally average, or let's say 25k. So 25k HP, 0.12 out of that is going to be what? 30 elemental mastery. Now let's assume you can have the 3 stacks, so that's gonna be 90 elemental mastery. So this is the amount of elemental mastery you can gain for the character using this weapon. Now add in the support elemental mastery, so let's say 25k, 0.2 out of that is going to be what? 50 elemental mastery, so you're gonna give 50 elemental mastery to your party members. I believe even the character can benefit from this too. So for the own character, you're gonna gain 50 plus 90, which is 140 elemental mastery, and you're gonna support your party members by 50 elemental mastery. Now, is this worth it on an average HP character? I would say definitely not. It's not like the Staff of Homa or something like that that's gonna give you attack with crit. This weapon is just gonna give you HP and elemental mastery based on your HP. And yeah, it does increase your HP, so your character is probably gonna have more HP. Even if the character had 30k HP, 40k, it's definitely not gonna be worth it on a character where you're not really stacking HP on him, especially because it doesn't give you any crit, low base attack, and stuff like that. So for a character who doesn't scale with HP on the first place, this weapon is definitely not worth it. So I wouldn't really say it's exactly that good on characters who doesn't scale with HP. I mean, yeah, you can always use it for some extra elemental mastery, obviously if a character needs elemental mastery. But the thing is, it's not really gonna give you a lot. As I said before, it's gonna give you 140, 200, maybe 250 elemental mastery maximum if your character doesn't have a lot of HP. And this is not really a lot, since elemental mastery is the only thing this weapon is gonna give you if your character doesn't scale with HP. You can just use an elemental mastery weapon and you're done. And that weapon is probably gonna have a better passive. So I wouldn't really say it's universally good, like the Staff of Homa or the Jade Cutter. They give you crit as a substat, and then they're gonna give you an attack increase based around your HP. This weapon only gives you elemental mastery based around your HP. The substat is also HP, which is not really that good. So if your character doesn't need HP, the only thing you're gaining from this weapon is gonna be elemental mastery, which is not worth it. Obviously the support features, but this is whatever, you can just use the sapwood and you're good. Also add to that, you're gonna have to use your elemental skill 3 times in 20 seconds. So if your elemental skill's cooldown is higher than 7 or 6 seconds, you're not gonna be able to take advantage out of the supportive passive. But yeah, let's move on to characters and see how this weapon is going to perform on every single sword user in the game right now. So starting off with Ayaka, this is definitely not the weapon at all for Ayaka. It can definitely be outperformed by 4-star weapons. So yeah, it's definitely not usable on Ayaka. On Jean, I guess you can use it on Jean, kind of. You can just put it on her, it's going to give you some elemental mastery. And I think Jean can use the 3 stacks and provide the supports. How much is her elemental skills cooldown? It's going to be, 6 seconds. She can use the be 3 stacks. But would it really be like one of her best weapons? I'm not really sure. And by the way, for the cooldowns, as I said before guys, the supportive buff is gonna have its own separate cooldown. So even if you lose like your 3rd stack, like with Jean for example, you're only gonna have 3 stacks simultaneously for 2 seconds I think. So that doesn't really matter. As long as you gained like the supportive buff, it's gonna last for 20 seconds. Even if you lose stacks after that. So yeah, this is not really a problem. Keep this in mind. But yeah, continuing on, we have the Traveler. It's probably not gonna work on him. It's just gonna give him some elemental mastery and that's it. I don't even think he can trigger like the supportive passive. His cooldown for his elemental skill is gonna be like 8 seconds on most of the elements. So yeah, it's not gonna work on him. Kea, definitely not. It's not gonna give him anything. He needs crit damage and stuff like that, which is not what this weapon gives. Xingqiu is also not gonna give him anything really. Some elemental mastery and that's it. Oh yeah, maybe it's gonna increase your healing from the HP, but that's like whatever. So yeah, it's definitely not gonna be a good weapon on Xingqiu. Now we have Bennett. Now it's gonna give HP and elemental mastery for Bennett, which he can use, but the thing is, it's not gonna give you energy recharge. And the best weapons for Bennett are gonna be energy recharge weapons. That way you're gonna make sure you can spam his burst. But if you manage to get enough energy recharge from your substats, and you have enough energy recharge, and you just want to maximize your Bennett's like healing potential, even though you don't really need to, he heals like fast enough. In that case, I guess you can use this weapon. So yeah, it's usable on Bennett. I wouldn't say it's a good weapon for him. It's like a B tier weapon, but it's at least usable. Also, the base attack is not really that high. It's not bad, but there were like 4-star weapons with a higher base attack. So yeah, it's not really, you know, made for Bennett. Chi-Chi, she scales with attack, so no. Albedo, no, he scales with defense. Kaching, definitely not. Kazuha is almost the same thing with Jean. It's gonna give you elemental mastery, which is kind of good on Kazuha, but you're only gonna have to tap your elemental skill to get like the buff to your other characters. So I wouldn't really say it works that well with Kazuha, even though it's not really bad. It's not really bad. It's gonna give you some elemental mastery, but it's definitely not like super good. I would say it's like an A tier or B tier weapon for Kazuha, but it's at least like kind of usable. Kuki, she's probably gonna be one of the few best users for this weapon. She scales very well with HP. She also needs elemental mastery, so yeah, you can definitely use it on Kuki. Ayato, no. Nilou, she's definitely the best user for this weapon. On Nilou, this weapon is gonna be cracked. So yeah, if you want to get it for Nilou, then it's definitely not a waste. No other weapon is gonna even come close to this weapon. On Layla, she can use this weapon too. Yeah, she scales with HP, and she also doesn't mind some elemental mastery, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty good on her too. So yeah, as you guys can see here, there are like 3 characters who can use this weapon properly. There are maybe like another 2 or 3 characters who can use it like kind of okay, but generally speaking, it's not gonna be like a universal weapon. It's gonna be pretty bad on a lot of characters. Now for the final thoughts, should you wish for this weapon or not? I would say if you're not going for Nilou, then it's probably a skip. If you're going for Nilou and you want to maximize her, then obviously it's her best in slot. Other than that, I wouldn't really say it's a good investment. You know, an HP substat killed the whole thing. It feels like a crit substat. It's going to be usable on a lot of characters, but with an HP substat, a lot of characters cannot use this weapon. It's going to be outperformed by like 4-star weapon, because essentially all it gives you for a lot of characters is just some elemental mastery. So yeah, it's not going to be that good. Also, we're probably gonna have like other 4-star HP weapons in the future, because we don't have any right now. We don't have like any 4-star HP weapon, so we're probably gonna see some in the future. And when we get that, even characters who like need HP from a weapon, this weapon's value is gonna drop even more after that, because they're gonna be like more HP weapons. The sad thing is it's coming out with the Jade Cutter, which is a very good weapon, so you're gonna have to choose. If you want the Jade Cutter, you should risk this weapon, but in my opinion, it's definitely a skip. But yeah, I think that was the video, guys. If you want to give me your opinions in the comments, say it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and see y'all in the next video. Peace.